How do I get more customers to my food truck? So if you are looking to launch a food truck business, or if you just launched your food truck business and sales are slow, but you're trying to think of how can I get more customers to come to my food truck? I actually interviewed 25 different food truck owners. I'm going to break down the top 15 things they told me about their success, each of them having an average of 15 to 20 years experience in the food truck industry. I'm going to break those down for you right now. All right, guys, so welcome back to Marketing Food Online. It's Damian Roberti, founder and CEO of Marketing Food Online. And in this video, I'm actually going to do a really cool video in regards to how to get a food truck a little more busier than you probably have been used to. I actually checked out 25 food truck owners, and I asked them several questions, and I wanted to know what was the key to their success. So I'm going to break down those for you. So if you're new to Marketing Food Online, we are all about food entrepreneurship, including food trucks and mobile food businesses. So you definitely want to hit the subscribe button. With over 1,000 videos and nearly 150,000 subscribers, we have a lot of great resources. All you have to do is watch, take notes, and succeed. So let's dive right into this. Now, these are in no particular order, these tips and pointers, because all of them are what we kind of broke down here in Marketing Food Online as to what is the most important things that we kind of took away from these questions. So here are the 15 tips and pointers they shared about running a successful food truck business. Right off the top, location is key. Choose a high foot traffic areas, many of them stated, of course, and understand that the local regulations regarding where you can park those food trucks in order to maintain a good location, as it being the key element in a food truck business. Make sure you definitely check out that, because you cannot necessarily park anywhere you want to. You got to be sure that you can do it legally and that it's definitely a location with high foot traffic. Next up, they said quality over quantity. Now, this was really interesting because a lot of food entrepreneurs, just give you some side notes from my own experience in the 15 years in the business, being that quality over quantity, it's kind of a mixture of the two in some sense with a food truck, because you do want to turn over as many plates as possible. But many of them said actually focus on a few menu items and make them exceptional rather than offering a wide variety of items, which actually is a genius idea, because when it comes to a food truck, physically in the kitchen of a food truck, you cannot carry a lot of ingredients. And in regards to that, you want to make sure that you have just a few items that can be used with those specific ingredients, maybe in several different ways. But having a very large menu would actually incorporate a large amount of ingredients, and you can't necessarily keep those on a food truck because you're very limited with space. Next, they said very important, something that's overlooked by food truck beginners and startups, is to build a brand. Have a unique theme or style for your food truck, they said, that makes you stand out and become memorable. There are a lot of food trucks. When you go to a food truck rally, or if you go to a food truck event or even type of festival, and there's a lot of food trucks, many of them do actually blend together and you don't know who's from who and what's from what. So creating a brand is really something that's essential. Even in our own business, I can tell you from my own experience, our business is the same. We had to work very, very diligently to try to create something that's unique, because what we make, to be honest with you, a lot of other people make and sell online, and it's not something that's really unique, but we created a brand that's kind of stands out. Of course, the next one in line, this is a no-brainer. You have to leverage social media. Even as a food truck entrepreneur, you want to use these platforms like Instagram and Twitter to engage with your customers and announce your locations and special offers. And if you're running a sale or if you're going to do an event, definitely use specifically Instagram and Twitter, because Instagram is really visually driven by images and, of course, short videos. And those are really propel you and can grow the brand and make people locally aware. Even if it's local, it doesn't make a difference. You can still do this locally. And let people know if they've followed you around or if they love your food. Let them know what event in your community or in your neighborhoods where they're going to be, in order for you to leverage social media. Next up, they said consistency is crucial. Okay, so you want to maintain a consistent operating hours and locations so regular customers can find you. That was something that was across the board, very familiar with most of the people that I actually asked. They kept saying that consistency is crucial, not necessarily with your menu and the food you're serving, but where you are and those operating hours once you're there. Next up, customer service matters. Hands down, there's no question. Doesn't matter what business you're in. They kept repeating that. It was a friendly, quick service that can turn around first-time customers into regulars. Is something that they had mentioned on a regular basis. Adapt to the market. Now, be open to changing your menu and your hours based on your customer feedback and sales data. That's something that's really interesting too. Then we put this together. Adapting to the marketplace. So if you've got a specific menu, you know what? Sometimes that menu may not work where you're going. That menu may not work in certain neighborhoods. It may not work at certain events. So be a little bit flexible. Don't be so rigid, because you can end up putting yourself out of business if you're not going to be a little flexible on your menu. And people are saying, hey, do you do this too? Do you offer that? Do you offer this? you might want to be open to adapting to the market. The next one up was the efficient operations. Now, no one enjoys standing in line at a food truck event for food when they're hungry, definitely, for like 10, 15, 20, or 30 minutes. 5 to 10 minutes tops is something where you need to keep it at. I kept hearing this over and over. You want to optimize the layout of your truck for fast service, and of course, train your staff to be efficient, not rushing, not speeding, and making a mess of everything. But being efficient is the key to any food operation, because the more tables you can turn over, the more customers you can feed at food trucks, the better off you'll be and the more profitable you'll be. Restaurants are like that. Cafes are like that. Coffee houses are like that. Next one up is cultivate a local partnership. They kept mentioning over and over that they really did partner with local businesses for supplies, marketing efforts, local events, word of mouth, catering. There's a lot of different ways that you can generate revenue with a food truck, but cultivating local partnerships came up several times. Next one up, you've got to be super careful, because with any business, especially with food, with sometimes the margins are very, very slim, monitor your finances. Keep a close eye on your cash flow, making sure your operating expenses are not getting out of control, and making sure your profit margins are truly profitable, because you will be out of business if you don't. A lot of times food trucks can have very slim to narrow margins, and food industry, it's kind of like that, but the more you can offer at a better price, the better off you are, and as long as your profits are up, you'll stay in business. Next thing up, they said participate in events as much as possible. You want to attend food truck rallies, like I just mentioned, festivals, of course, private events to expand your customer base. Many of them actually offered a lot of catering. Even if you prepared the food on the food truck and you're simply delivering it with your food truck to an event, be open to catering, they said. Health and safety compliance. Always be on top of cleanliness. They said that many food truck businesses get cited for health department issues, or someone calls on them and says, hey, you know what, the health department got called because your food truck looked gross, or the food, whatever it may be. But you always want to adhere to food safety regulations and health codes. Next one up, be prepared for challenges. With any food business, this was probably one of the top things that I had heard as well, specifically in regards to the truck and just the challenges of running it day in and day out. Mechanical issues, weather changes, the fluctuating customer numbers are all part of the business. So you need to be aware of that and kind of adapt to different events if they're not going to be paying. Sustainability practices. This was something that a lot of people nowadays have asked about food trucks, but you want to implement some eco-friendly practices, of course. They have biodegradable containers and such, and let your customers know that you're using, earth-friendly supplies, earth-friendly items like packaging and such. Be sure to let them know that, because it's super important. A lot of customers drive their purchases based on that nowadays. Lastly, this was something that I would say every single person actually mentioned, but they never stopped learning. Stay updated with food trends, business strategies. Always be open to learning. Don't get stuck in a rut on how you operate your food truck business, because it's not going to work for you if you can't adapt. So be open to learning, having new techniques, maybe new suppliers, maybe new packaging, things that can be cost effective. So these tips actually reflect the collective wisdom of these experienced food truck owners. So definitely take a few of these, write them down, and see if you can implement them in your own business. If this was definitely helpful, do give us a big thumbs up. Definitely check out these videos here, our closing out videos, and let us know what you think. And we'll see you on our next video.